What can you do starting today to stop bone loss naturally and protect your bones as they age? I'm Janet, a senior bodybuilder and healthy living advocate, and I have spent decades proving that strength and vitality aren't reserved for the young. In this video, you'll learn 5 powerful research-backed pillars to protect your bones, reclaim your strength, and age with confidence without necessarily having to rely on medication. Now, if you think that bone loss is something that only happens in later life, well, that's because that's when we discover we have it. But it actually starts in the mid to late 30s, and it doesn't just happen to women. It's just that we tend to notice it, I think, more because our bones are smaller to begin with, and we're a little more aggressive about getting those tests to find out. But here's the good news. There are powerful natural steps right now that you can take to protect and even rebuild your bone strength. Pillar number 1, nutrition. Let's start with the obvious because it's not just about calcium. We often hear, just take your milligrams of calcium and you'll be fine. But maybe many of you, I know I found out that wasn't enough. I was taking all the calcium that I was supposed to, and it really didn't move the needle. Why was that? Well, I learned through the process that calcium needs team members. It can't just do it by itself. So magnesium, vitamin D3 mixed with K2, and phosphorus all work together to build strong, resilient bones. So where are these nutrients found? Well, you probably already know leafy green vegetables. That's good for a lot of things, but things like kale, collard greens, bok choy, and spinach, rich in all of those great vitamins. Then there's calcium-rich proteins like sardines, canned salmon with bones in it, tofu, yogurt, and then plant-based sources like almonds, chia seeds, tahini, figs, white beans, yum. And then dairy, milk, cheese, and Greek yogurt. Real food with real benefits. And remember, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, while vitamin K2 helps direct it to your bones instead of the soft tissues. I always think of K2 as the one with the director's chair and the megaphone, giving orders to everything. Okay, pillar number 2, supplements. If your labs come up with evidence that you're not getting enough from food, supplements can help. But I like to remind people that taking more and more and more isn't better. Mega doses without data and without looking at the interactions with any other medications you might be taking can be a problem. I'll talk more about that in pillar number 5, so we'll come back to it. Generally, look for combined formulas that include D3 and K2 together with calcium, and don't overlook magnesium, which I found I was deficient in, and that was the real culprit in my calcium absorption. I also like to mention collagen as it supports the matrix structure of your bones, so it's a bonus most people don't think about. Pillar number 3, you knew it was coming, resistance training. Now here's a secret weapon, resistance training. Your bones are living tissue. So when you challenge living tissue, when you lift, push, pull, they respond by getting stronger, being more calcified. The muscles are pulling on the bones. The bones are like, oh, we've got to keep things mineralized to be able to stand up to this kind of pressure. I mean, think about it logically. Your body responds right away to a minor cut or a scrape by healing. I mean, you create the ideal condition for the healing by cleaning and covering the wound, and then your body just gets right to it. And it's kind of heals. It almost seems like it happens overnight. Now, with bone calcification, it takes longer. It's a slower process, but the process is the same. It's constantly taking cues from what you're giving it. And when you use resistance training, you are giving your bones the ideal message, the ideal conditions to be able to stay calcified. So weight-bearing exercises like squats, lunges, strength circuits. They're essential. Even simple body weight moves done consistently can create change. One that I've been using lately is wearing a 12-pound weighted vest when I do my stair climber cardio. 15 or 20 minutes, couple, 2 or 3 times a week, it really makes a difference. I've seen clients in their 60s and 70s dramatically improve their posture, their strength, and their bone density just by adding resistance training into their week. And if the nutrition is there, you've got a winning combo. Pillar number 4, lifestyle and habits. Bone loss doesn't just come from aging. It comes from how we live as we age. Chronic stress, poor sleep, alcohol, smoking, it all interferes with our body's ability to build and maintain bone. And if you're not moving, your bones, they're not getting the signal that you want them around. It creates this dynamic I call the status quo. And the status quo of aging doesn't stay like this. It goes like this. And the bones slowly demineralize. Balance training, by the way, is also huge because everyone trips and falls once in a while, but with strong balance and calcified bone, we fall better. A bump or a scrape, not a fracture. Gentle balance work, mobility drills, and just being active every day goes a long way. And for women, menopause definitely throws a monkey wrench into hormonal levels that were always there, and it affects bone density. It's never too early or too late to begin protecting your bones. Pillar number 5, testing and tracking. I promise to come back to this topic. If you're curious about your bone density, talk to your doctor about a DEXA scan. It's a simple, painless test that measures your bone mass, and numbers aren't the only thing to track. Notice how you feel. Are you stronger? Are you moving better, more fluid? Is your posture looking good? Have you ever caught a photograph of yourself in a group of people and you're like, it's like whenever I see that, even on somebody else, I immediately straighten up. I've got posture, but it's funny, but it's real, and it's a good awareness to have. Look at yourself sideways in the mirror, how you normally stand. Keep those shoulders back and the chest forward. These are powerful signs that your bones and your body are headed in the right direction. So if you've gotten anything out of this at all, it is that strong bones don't just happen accidentally. They're built through consistent choices, eating wisely, supplementing smartly, and training with intention. And pay attention to your lifestyle. We're not just preventing fractures. We're investing in strength, independence, and vitality for decades to come. Don't let anyone tell you it's too late to start. And here's a red flag. If you and your doctor discover bone loss and the conversation jumps right into prescription medication without talking about nutrition, exercise, supplementation, and daily habits, red flag. You're not getting the whole picture. These natural strategies matter. They're not just add-ons. They're powerful tools that can help protect, support, and even build bone strength over time. You deserve to know your options. I don't mean to demonize medication, but it should be a last resort because there's so much you can do naturally to work with your body. If this resonated with you, stay tuned because in the next video, I'm giving you some brutally honest advice about strength training over 50. I'll share how I stayed competitive at 70, what recovery really looks like, and how you can keep training smarter, not just harder at any age. You won't want to miss it. It's not just go heavy or go home. There's a caveat that I want to address. If this topic on bone density was helpful for you, let me know in the comments, which are the bone density 5 fixes that you're already doing? Which one do you feel like you need to step it up a little bit? Which one are you more curious about that you hadn't really thought much about? Your bones are listening. Support them. and they'll support you.